Hey everyone, let's dive right into today's explainer. We're looking at a massive, fascinating shift in how modern B2B sales managers, expert teams, and exhibition marketers are fundamentally changing their trade show strategy. We invest so much time and money into these events, but there's this hidden, almost silent gap right at the moment of highest interest. Today, we're going to explore exactly how to close that gap by making sure your booth materials don't just sit dead in a tote bag, but actually speak directly to your buyers. It's a really painful reality for anyone in event marketing. We collect a ton of business cards. We scan hundreds of badges, but we so often lose the actual questions that reveal true purchase intent the second that buyer walks away. Think about it. You might get 500 badge scans in a weekend, but how many of those people walked away with a highly specific question about your minimum order quantity or your shipping process that they just didn't get a chance to ask because your booth was packed? And this right here perfectly illustrates the paradigm shift we're talking about. A traditional static booth relies purely on hope, hoping the buyer pulls that flyer out of their bag later and decides to email you. But an AI-ready booth, it ensures that when that flyer is finally looked at in the hotel room, it instantly opens a targeted 24/7 dialogue. Suddenly, you're moving from handing out silent paper to handing out continuous conversations. Here's our agenda for today's explainer. First, the trade show aftermath. Second, your catalog can talk now. Third, the ceramic pan buyer. Fourth, steps to become AI ready. And finally, questions become follow-up insights. Let's jump right into section 1, the trade show aftermath and the silent reality of collected leads. Think about these specific buying signals. These are the exact crucial inquiries that simply vanish into thin air when your team is busy or the buyer's rushing off to the next hall. And these aren't just casual, generic questions. These are high intent. Things like, do you have an English catalog? Or who is the right distributor contact? If a buyer has these questions and can't find an immediate answer, their momentum just completely stalls out. So the absolutely crucial point here is that a printed flyer simply cannot answer the specific question a buyer remembers on their flight home. Sure, they might look at a beautiful glossy product photo in your brochure, but that piece of paper can't tell them if the product integrates with their specific workflow or what the exact lead time is to their region. Moving right along to section 2, your catalog can talk now. This is the real breakthrough for booth materials. To really grasp this, we need to define what an AI-ready exhibitor actually is. This is a modern exhibitor who turns every single piece of physical trade show collateral, the catalog, the business cards, the sample boxes, the giant booth banners, into a dedicated answer point. It's not just a digital PDF dump. It's a smart, interactive page where buyers can ask questions in their own words and get immediate, approved answers based on the exact material they're holding in their hands. We say your catalog can talk now, which means a scan doesn't just send them into the maze of a corporate homepage. We've literally all been there, right? You scan a QR code on a cool product flyer only to be dumped on a massive homepage where you have to hunt for 5 minutes to find what you need. RealLink AI completely flips this. It directly answers the question that specific brochure just created in their mind. Let's ground this in reality with section 3, the ceramic pan buyer, a real-world B2B expert example. Imagine an international buyer. They're exhausted after a long day at the exhibition, they're back in their hotel room, and they scan the catalog for an export manufacturer called Serenova. They type in highly specific export questions. What is your MOQ, lead time, and can I order a sample pan? This is the golden moment. The buyer is fully engaged and wants the real logistical details. Bam! The AI instantly replies with your approved training data. It politely lets the buyer know the MOQ is 1,000 units for standard models and 2,000 units for custom colors. It notes that custom samples take 15 to 30 days. And here's the best part. While it provides these facts, it smartly routes the complex requests like highly specific regional lead times directly to the sales team's official links. It gives them exactly what they need to move forward without ever overpromising. I absolutely love this takeaway. When staff are busy, the catalog keeps answering. It proves that you don't need a massive, expensive booth team to offer immediate, multilingual support to global buyers. Because whether that buyer prefers to ask in Spanish, Japanese, or English, the AI handles it flawlessly. Your catalog literally becomes an extension of your very best sales rep, working around the clock. Okay, let's get super practical with section 4, steps to become AI ready, the actual setup on the exhibition floor. The workflow to utilize these QR codes right there on the exhibition floor is incredibly straightforward for export teams. Step 1, you just paste your catalog text, FAQs, and specs into the Teach AI dashboard. Step 2, you use the QR builder to generate unique, specific QR codes for your different materials, one for your catalog, one for your business cards. Step 3, you print them out and place them at your booth. That's the whole shebang. You are now officially AI ready. And you have to realize these aren't just generic codes. You are building print-ready, source-tracked QRs that know exactly where the buyer found them. When you generate a code for your business card, you literally tag the source as COEX 2026 business card. When you make one for the catalog, you tag it Export Catalog 2026. This source tracking is an absolute game changer for what we're going to cover next. Which brings us perfectly into Section 5. Questions become follow-up insights, moving from anonymous scans to truly powerful data. Remember those specific source-tracked QR codes we just talked about? Well, because they're tracked, every single question asked becomes a slice of critical business data. You can open your analytics dashboard and see what people scanning your business card were asking versus people who scanned your catalog. It reveals what languages your buyers speak, what keywords keep popping up, and my personal favorite, the top missing info. That is pure gold, knowing exactly what buyers are desperately trying to find out that isn't clearly printed on your physical materials. By mapping these buyer question patterns directly to your sales team's actions, you transform anonymous brochure scans into high-intent follow-up insights. If 50 buyers ask, "Do you have specs?" your team knows to immediately add PDF links to all post-show emails. If people keep asking, "What is your MOQ?" you update your booth banner for the next show to proudly display that number. You completely eliminate the guesswork and start acting on real, hard data. So this entire explainer really boils down to one singular truth. The trade show ends, but your conversations absolutely shouldn't. By turning your booth materials into AI answer pages, you ensure that every flyer, every business card, and every product sample continues to guide that buyer toward a purchase long after the lights go down in the exhibition hall. As you prepare your export strategy and pack your bags for your next big exhibition, you have to ask yourself a very important question. Are you handing out silent paper? Or are you handing out a continuous conversation? What will your printed materials say to the very next buyer who walks away from your booth? Thanks for exploring this with us, and I highly encourage you to look at your next trade show catalog in a completely different light.